So I recently came across a video which talked about how to stop sabotaging yourself and to stop doubting yourself and to actually achieve your goals. And I actually found it quite interesting, and so today I'll go deeper into it. And so I guess the first point is to sort of have self-awareness. And it's important because the first step to getting rid of self-sabotage is to actually realize what's going on. And so once you realize that, yeah, you are sabotaging yourself and that you are stopping yourself from improving, I guess that's like the first leap to sort of getting rid of it. Next, sort of, I guess the reason why a lot of people quit is because they believe they're not good enough, and like um, I guess if they start doing it now, they'll just not succeed. However, I guess if there's a misconception that they think that to actually start something, you have to be perfect and you have to have everything nailed down, like 100%. But actually, if you keep, obviously, that's never gonna happen. And so, if you keep pushing it back and pushing it back, then you won't ever succeed. And so, I guess the advice is to sort of start now. Also, a lot of people have self-limiting beliefs, and basically, they just believe that maybe they're not good enough, or that maybe they'll make mistakes. But like I said before, if they don't actually try, then they won't really learn. And a lot of people are just afraid of failure as well. However, if you don't even try, then how are you gonna be able to get better? And I came across a speech as well by Denzel Washington, and it talked about how to fall forwards and to not really, and instead of sort of giving up, you have to always at least try. And I actually find it quite interesting and like quite true as well, because I've actually experienced this a lot as well, where I've whenever I felt like I'm not good enough, I just try and run away from the thing. However, I now realize that it's not a good thing, and even if I do fail and even if I don't do the best thing ever, at least I can learn from my mistakes. And yeah, I remember a presentation I did. I mean, there's quite a few, but I remember this one specifically where we were talking about. I think it was about in year six or something, and I knew my presentation wasn't going to be very good, so I just ended up hiding behind my peers. But I mean, I guess if I did really stand up and if I did push myself to go out to do it, I would learn some skills like presenting and being confident. But I did miss out on those opportunities because I was afraid that my presentation wasn't good enough and that I'd make mistakes and people would laugh at me. But yeah, obviously those were just lies that I told myself in my head, because obviously no one has the perfect presentation. And yes, even though there are people who are going to be better than you, it's not really a reason to sort of back out and a reason to sort of stop yourself from doing something. And so you have to sort of challenge those limiting beliefs. And so uh, there's actually, like, I guess the key way to do this is to have a growth mindset, and you have to sort of, I guess you can't really think that um, you can't think um, that you won't be able to do anything just because you're bad right now. So I actually had a friend, and I guess last term we had a test, and he actually did really well in that. But before that, we had a test last year as well, and he scored quite low. I think it was 200th out of 250th, which was quite bad, I guess. But yeah, we all thought he was going to do not that well this time as well, but he actually came 40th, and so it sort of shows that you can improve, and just because you're not good now, doesn't mean you're always not going to be good. So you have to, so you really have to tell yourself you can do it, um, and sort of eventually you will be able to succeed. And so yeah, just tell yourself whenever you think you can't do something, just say yet, and then sort of you will be able to, um, and then that way sort of you will be able to really, I guess, if you tell yourself you can't do something yet, just adding that phrase just really gives yourself a bit of reassurance, and it makes you really believe that you will eventually be able to improve. Also, like I said before, avoid perfection, because like you're never gonna be able to become perfect. You can't ever have anything 100%, and so not ever starting until you think something's perfect is just a bad thing to do, because you can't ever have anything perfect, like I said. So yeah, just start now. Start whenever you have the opportunity, because if you just wait, then so many things will slip past you. So I hope you learned something from this. Thank you for listening.